Life is an ongoing journey of growth and discovery. As the years go by, we are given the chance to deepen the wisdom gained from our experiences. Yet beyond the surface-level lessons of everyday life, there are deeper truths, difficult to embrace but vital for living with clarity and purpose. The Buddhist path encourages us to contemplate these truths, allowing us to live fully, free from suffering and illusions. These 7 pieces of advice are meant for those who have walked a long path in life and now seek not just to exist, but to live with dignity, passion, and a true understanding of what really matters. Though these insights may be challenging, they hold the power to free you from the attachments and illusions we often gather over the course of our lives. The first and perhaps most important piece of advice is to practice mindfulness in your relationships with others, especially in old age. As we grow older, it is common to feel loneliness, a state that may drive us to seek connections with greater urgency. In Buddhism, we learn that all relationships are impermanent and that attachment to them can be a source of suffering. Not everyone who enters our lives does so with pure intentions. Some, motivated by selfishness or personal interest, may take advantage of our vulnerability. This reminds us of the importance of wisdom and discernment. Rather than letting the need for companionship lead us, we should cultivate relationships based on compassion and mutual respect. It is vital to be aware of the motives of those around us and not fall into the traps of attachment or manipulation. As Buddha said, suffering arises from attachment. When we understand this teaching, we become more conscious of our relationships and learn to distinguish between those that nurture our spiritual well-being and those that lead us to suffering. Practicing detachment does not mean emotional distance, but being fully present and aware, without allowing attachment or disillusionment to control us. It is not about living in distrust of everyone around you, but about developing a clear vision that enables you to discern when to say no in order to protect what is truly valuable: your inner peace, stability, and dignity. On the path, we learn that wisdom and compassion must go hand in hand. It is not about closing ourselves off from the world, but about being conscious of our interactions to avoid falling into situations that disturb our minds or lead us away from the path to enlightenment. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for preserving emotional health and living without regret. Learning to trust is important, but even more so is trusting wisely and carefully, always maintaining a compassionate practice toward oneself. As Buddha taught, the middle way is key. Cultivate trust without falling into the extremes of naivety, but also without closing oneself off in distrust. The second piece of advice is simple but profound: do not cling to the past. In Buddhism, attachment to the past is a source of suffering. As we age, it is natural to reflect on our choices, mistakes made, or opportunities missed. However, holding on to the past is like carrying unnecessary weight that prevents us from fully living in the present moment. The Buddha's teachings remind us that everything in life is impermanent, anicca, including our past experiences. Memories, whether good or bad, should not become chains that define us. Every experience you've had was part of your growth, but it does not determine who you are now. What truly matters is how you choose to live in the present, for the present moment is all we truly have. When we cling too much to the shadows of the past, we risk losing the opportunities that the here and now offer us. Life continues to flow, and we must flow with it, observing our emotions and thoughts without becoming trapped in them. As a Buddhist teaching says, yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come, we only have the now, and it is in the now that we must awaken. It is crucial to recognize that some things can never be changed, and our choice is how we respond to them. Instead of lamenting what has already happened, Buddhism teaches us to focus on the present, to create new experiences and to cultivate new relationships and passions that help us live meaningfully. Letting go of the past is an act of great courage. It allows the here and now to shine without the shadows of yesterday darkening our path. In old age, life can be a time of great liberation and fulfillment. However, this is only possible if we release attachments to the past and embrace what is to come with an open mind and heart. Time does not stand still, and every day is a new opportunity to live with purpose, without the chains of past experiences. The Buddha reminded us that change is inevitable, but we can choose to accept that change with grace and wisdom. The third piece of advice is crucial for those who wish to live their later years with serenity and purpose. Do not neglect your mental and emotional health. In Buddhism, it is recognized that the mind and body are deeply interconnected, and that mental well-being is just as important as physical health. As we age, we face challenges such as the loss of loved ones, retirement from work, or adjusting to new realities. These changes can generate difficult emotions such as sadness, anxiety, or loneliness. Emotional suffering is a form of pain, and like physical suffering, it should be treated with compassion and mindfulness. Instead of ignoring these emotions, Buddhism invites us to observe, understand, and treat them with the same importance as any physical ailment. Meditation and the practice of mindfulness can be powerful tools for facing emotional challenges, allowing us to see our emotions without being carried away by them. Buddha's teachings guide us toward equanimity, a state of mental balance that allows us to face internal storms without getting caught in them. Ignoring the signs of emotional suffering can only intensify the pain. Recognizing and taking care of our minds is an act of compassion toward ourselves, allowing us to live with greater clarity and inner peace, and therefore do not be afraid to seek help, speak to a therapist, join support groups, or simply maintain a network of friends and family with whom you can share your emotions. These are effective ways to care for your mental health. In Buddhism, community is an essential part of the path to inner peace. Surrounding yourself with people who listen to you with compassion and without judgment can be an invaluable source of support in difficult times. Additionally, cultivating the mind is fundamental to keeping it active and healthy. In Buddhist teachings, the cultivation of the mind and constant learning are considered important practices for well-being. Reading inspiring texts, learning something new, practicing hobbies, or engaging in activities that challenge the brain are ways to maintain mental clarity and promote emotional well-being. Just as the body needs exercise to stay in shape, so does the mind. Meditation and studying the Buddha's teachings are powerful ways to keep the mind awake and at peace. Caring for your mental and emotional health is not a luxury, it is a necessity. In Buddhism, we understand that the quality of our life depends directly on the quality of our thoughts and emotions. That is why treating yourself and your heart with respect is an act of compassion toward yourself. By prioritizing your emotional well-being, you will be better prepared to face life's challenges with resilience and equanimity. The fourth piece of advice is crucial for maintaining dignity and self-respect. Do not allow others to dictate your choices. As we age, it's common for family, friends, or even society to try to impose their opinions about what they think is best for us. However, in Buddhism, the path to liberation from suffering is a deeply personal journey. No one else can walk this path for you, and the decisions about how you wish to live should be guided by your own inner wisdom and not by external expectations. It is important to remember that while others may have good intentions, only you can truly know your real needs and desires. Autonomy and full awareness allow you to make decisions that respect your dignity and purpose in life. Don't be swayed by external pressures, but cultivate the inner strength to choose what truly brings you closer to peace and personal fulfillment. True freedom comes when we learn to trust our own wisdom and live in accordance with our deepest values. It is true that in some situations, such as health-related matters, the opinions of others may be well-intentioned and even necessary. However, It is crucial that you maintain control over decisions that affect your life. Your experience, wisdom, and self-knowledge are valuable and should not be ignored. On the Buddhist path, we are constantly reminded that we must trust our own ability to discern and decide. Allowing others to make decisions for you can lead to a feeling of loss of autonomy and independence, which can negatively impact your self-esteem and emotional well-being. Remember that this is your time to live meaningfully, according to what you value most. Whether you wish to continue living in your home, explore new interests, or decide how to manage your resources, these decisions belong to you. Buddhism teaches us the importance of acting from inner clarity and not from fear or external pressure. Don't let the desire to please others or external influences steer you away from your personal convictions. Sometimes saying no is necessary to preserve your well-being and independence. Setting clear boundaries and communicating your needs respectfully but firmly is essential. You have the right to live your later years by your own rules, without feeling at the mercy of others' desires or expectations. Respecting yourself and your decisions is an act of self-love, and Buddhism emphasizes self-care and self-respect as essential parts of the path to inner peace. By doing so, you not only maintain your dignity, but also send a clear message to others. Despite your age, you are still the primary person responsible for your life. Living with autonomy and respect for your own decisions is key to aging with serenity and satisfaction. In Buddhism, it is recognized that true freedom comes from living in harmony with your principles and values, making conscious decisions that lead you toward fulfillment and inner peace. The fifth piece of advice is of great importance for living your later years with serenity and security. Do not underestimate the importance of financial planning. Careful management of your resources is essential not only to ensure material well-being, but also to preserve your independence and avoid situations of vulnerability. As we age, financial realities can become more challenging. Income tends to decrease, while expenses, especially those related to health, tend to increase. In this context, it is essential to have a solid, well-structured financial plan. This includes careful management of savings, regular review of investments, and the creation of an emergency fund for unforeseen events. In Buddhism, wisdom teaches us to foresee and act with diligence, not only for ourselves but also to alleviate the suffering and burden of those around us. Failing to plan adequately can lead to dependence on others or making decisions that affect your quality of life. Unfortunately, many people reach old age without proper financial planning, leaving them in a situation of dependence or at risk of facing difficulties. Additionally, it's important to be aware of potential fraud or financial abuse, which often target older adults. This is where the Buddhist principle of mindfulness is useful. Never feel pressured to make financial decisions quickly or without proper advice. If necessary, seek the help of a trusted financial advisor to manage your resources effectively and avoid unnecessary suffering. Another crucial aspect is planning what will happen with your assets in the future. Although it may seem like a difficult task, creating a will and organizing your legal matters is a way to ensure that your wishes are respected and to avoid unnecessary complications for your family. This kind of foresight is not only a sign of wisdom, but also compassion toward your loved ones. Financial planning isn't just about money. It's about ensuring that you have the freedom to live your life the way you want, with autonomy and without unnecessary worries. On the Buddhist path, acting with foresight and care for oneself and others is part of the journey toward peace and liberation. Clarity and foresight in all aspects of life, including finances, is a way to ensure a calm and fulfilling life. With a well-thought-out financial strategy, you can enjoy your later years without excessive concerns, focusing on what truly matters: your health, your relationships, and your overall well-being. Financial planning is an investment in your future peace of mind, allowing you to fully live each moment without the weight of uncertainties. This approach is a way to ensure a serene and satisfying life in line with the Buddhist practice of living in the present and acting with wisdom and foresight. The sixth piece of advice is crucial for maintaining a balanced and fulfilling life in old age. Do not isolate yourself from the world. As the years pass, it's natural for some connections to weaken due to life changes, the loss of friends and family, or the tendency to withdraw more into oneself. However, social isolation can have devastating consequences for your mental, emotional, and even physical health. In Buddhism, connection and compassion toward others are highly valued as paths to well-being. Staying connected with other people is essential for emotional balance. Social interactions not only offer companionship, but also mental stimulation, emotional support, and a sense of belonging. Isolation can lead to a cycle of loneliness, which can result in depression, anxiety, and a decrease in the quality of life. It's important to actively seek ways to stay engaged with the world around you. Participating in community activities, joining clubs or groups that share your interests, can be very beneficial. Volunteering for causes you care about is another effective way to connect and give new meaning to your life. Don't underestimate the value of cultivating new friendships or rekindling old connections. Every interaction has the potential to enrich your life. Moreover, in modern times, technology can be a powerful tool to avoid isolation. Using digital platforms to stay in touch with friends and family can help you feel more connected and active. In Buddhism, balance in all areas of life, including social connections, is essential for a harmonious and fulfilling life. Learning to use tools like social media, video calls, and instant messaging can help you stay connected with loved ones, even if they are physically distant. These tools offer a practical way to maintain connections, especially when meeting in person is not possible. In the Buddhist context, interconnection and mutual care are essential for well-being. Living a life rich in social connections doesn't mean you need to be surrounded by people all the time, but rather that you have meaningful ties that bring you joy, support, and purpose. The secret to aging gracefully and with vitality lies in keeping these bonds strong and being open to new social experiences. Every interaction has the potential to offer value and meaning regardless of age. Do not isolate yourself. The world still has much to offer and you have much to share with it. The connections you cultivate now may be the key to a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life in the years to come. The seventh piece of advice is direct and may seem unexpected, but it is important to address it seriously. Do not masturbate every day. Masturbation, when practiced in moderation, is a natural activity that can bring benefits such as tension relief and increased well-being. However, like any habit, when it becomes excessive, it can have negative effects on your physical and mental health, especially in old age. In Buddhism, moderation and self-discipline are key to maintaining balance in all aspects of life. As we age, our bodies go through changes, including hormonal variations that can impact sexual desire and behavior. It is essential to find a balance that respects both your physical health and your mental well-being. The practice of mindfulness can help you become aware of your habits and keep them in check so that they don't interfere with your quality of life. On the Buddhist path, it is taught that moderation and self-care are fundamental to living a full and balanced life. By adopting a mindful and balanced approach, you can maintain your health and well-being in harmony with your values and needs. Frequent masturbation can lead to a compulsive cycle where the pursuit of immediate relief turns into a habit that interferes with other areas of your life, such as sleep, energy levels, and even interpersonal relationships. In some cases, excessive practice can also reduce sexual sensitivity and affect pleasure in other forms of intimacy. Moreover, it is important to reflect on the motivations behind this behavior. Daily masturbation may be a sign that you are trying to fill an emotional void or manage stress in a way that is not healthy in the long term. Instead of relying on this practice, consider exploring other ways to take care of your emotional and physical well-being, such as meditation, exercise, hobbies, or social activities. In Buddhism, moderation and self-awareness are valued as pillars for maintaining balance in life. Maintaining balance is essential for a healthy life at all stages. By moderating the frequency of masturbation, you can redirect your energy toward activities that foster a greater sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in your life. Remember that just as the body needs rest and variety to stay healthy, the same applies to sexuality. Moderation doesn't mean giving up pleasure, but finding a rhythm that respects your body, your life, and your overall well-being. The goal is to live fully and balanced, respecting your limits and priorities, and ensuring that your choices contribute to a healthier and more satisfying life. As we move through life, the advice we receive becomes more valuable, especially when it helps us live with greater wisdom, dignity, and balance. The practice of self-care and moderation is key to facing life's challenges with a clear mind and a peaceful heart. These 7 pieces of advice are not just warnings but guides to a fuller life in old age. They remind us of the importance of protecting our mental, emotional, and physical health, maintaining our independence, and cultivating meaningful connections. In Buddhism, we are taught to live with purpose and wisdom, making the most of the present and the future. These pieces of advice help us do so without regrets, fully enjoying the years we have left. If these tips resonated with you, and you wish to continue on the path of self-discovery and growth, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to our channel, activating notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming teachings. By doing so, you will join a community that values well-being at all stages of life. Together we can learn, share, and grow, making the most of every moment to the fullest. Until next time, my dear friends.